Air Force One is commonly used to transport the President of the United States on official trips both domestically and internationally. It serves not only as a means of transportation for the nation's top leader, but also as a symbol of strength and presidency of the United States as a superpower. However, initially Air Force One was the official call sign from air traffic control for the United States Air Force aircraft carrying the President of the United States. This term is also used to refer to the United States Air Force planes that have been modified and used to transport the President. Before the term Air Force One came into use, there was an idea about using special military aircraft to transport the President during World War II. The idea arose when military advisors from the Department of War were concerned about the risks of using commercial airlines for presidential travel. Therefore, a C-54 Skymaster aircraft, nicknamed the Sacred Cow, was modified as the presidential aircraft. This aircraft was tasked with transporting President Franklin D. Roosevelt to the Yalta Conference in February 1945. It can be said that the Sacred Cow was the first presidential aircraft owned by the United States. This aircraft continued to be used for the next 2 years by President Harry S. Truman. The term Air Force One was coined in 1953 during the presidency of Dwight D. Eisenhower. Its distinctive livery was designed by industrial designer Raymond Loewy when President John F. Kennedy was in office. At that time, the design was intended for the next presidential aircraft, SAM 26000. The light blue and white color scheme with the inscription United States of America on the fuselage, along with the image of the US flag on the tail, became the distinctive livery for Air Force One to this day. Recently, the White House announced the unveiling of the latest Air Force One as the presidential aircraft of the United States. This newest aircraft will replace the previous Air Force One, the Boeing VC-25A, which is considered old and outdated and thus needs to be retired. For your information, the Boeing VC-25A has served as the presidential aircraft since 1990. This aircraft has transported several presidents during their official travels. Some of the presidents who have used this type of Air Force One include George H.W. Bush, William J. Clinton, George W. Bush, Barack H. Obama, Donald J. Trump, and the current President of the United States, Joseph R. Biden. The VC-25A Air Force One itself won a competition against the McDonnell Douglas DC-10 as the design for the next presidential aircraft. After being officially named the winner, the United States Air Force immediately ordered 2 of the latest Queen of the Skies models to replace the last 2 Boeing 747-200 aircraft. After over 30 years of active service, the presence of the Boeing VC-25A will soon be replaced by the latest VC-25B series. The new Air Force One model will have several advantages over its predecessor in terms of performance. The newest Air Force One will have a larger range of up to 7,730 nautical miles with a length of 76 meters, a wingspan of 68 meters, and a maximum takeoff weight of 447 metric tons. In contrast, the VC-25A, only has an overall length of 70 meters, a wingspan of 59 meters, and a maximum takeoff weight of 377 metric tons. This aircraft's range is also only 6,735 nautical miles, so it is certain that the 𝗤𝗂𝗏𝗂𝗏𝗏𝐵 will be far superior to the 𝗤𝗂𝗏𝗏𝗏𝐴. So, what are the other advantages of this latest version of Air Force One? According to Boeing, the latest version of Air Force One will be able to fly indefinitely through aerial refueling and can land at airports worldwide with minimal or even no facilities, thanks to its self-loading baggage loader. Unlike the previous aircraft, which only had an air stair at the front, the 𝗤𝗂𝗏𝗏𝗏𝐵 will have air stairs both at the front and the back. Inside the aircraft, there is an interior floor area of over 4,000 square feet or approximately 371 square meters. There will be many rooms filling this area, such as a conference room equipped with round tables and chairs, as well as LED TVs and sophisticated tablets to facilitate the work of staff conducting meetings on board. Then there are also private rooms for the President, First Lady, and accompanying family members. These bedrooms come complete with queen-size beds, LED TVs, sofas, and private bathrooms. In addition, there is a large office area for senior staff. The second office has been converted into a medical facility when needed. Even this medical room has provided facilities similar to a patient bed, complete with various equipment for surgical procedures, complete medicines, and more. The President will also have a special room for his workplace. Even the presidential staff, Air Force personnel, and media representatives will have their own special rooms on board the aircraft. To meet the consumption needs of all passengers and crew on board this aircraft, there are 2 large kitchens that can provide 100 meals at once. This aircraft also provides a dining room for the President and his staff. Specifically for communication, it uses radio and satellite frequencies that are secure for the aircraft network. Similar to its predecessor, Air Force One 𝗤𝗂𝗏𝗏𝗏𝐵 will use colors with distinctive patterns. During Donald Trump's presidency, the latest design of Air Force One will temporarily change its color scheme to a darker color scheme based on the official colors of the United States flag. But when Joe Biden took office, the government then canceled the plan. This is because the likelihood of the dark blue color will require expensive additional testing. However, the 𝗤𝗂𝗏𝗏𝗏𝐵 will still have a different color scheme from its predecessor. The latest jet aircraft will have a deeper and more modern light blue color. Not only the aircraft body, but the 𝗤𝗂𝗏𝗏𝗏𝐵 engines will also be painted in dark blue from the cockpit area. Another difference is that there are no polished metal parts on the 𝗤𝗂𝗏𝗏𝗏𝐵 because the modern commercial aircraft skin alloys cannot be polished back. Furthermore, this presidential aircraft will be protected from electromagnetic damage that can disrupt standard aircraft electronics. This type of damage comes from electromagnetic pulse or EMP originating from nuclear explosions. This means that Air Force One will remain airborne even if conditions inside become dark. With its advanced and modern communication system, the President can communicate with anyone worldwide through secure encrypted channels. This luxury jet is also equipped with adequate navigation equipment as well as a self-loading baggage loader. This aircraft also carries supplies for 2 to 3 days, but can only carry fuel for 15 hours. The aircraft, with a capacity of 102 people, is powered by General Electric CF6-80C2B1 engines. These engines are quite large, requiring a large amount of fuel. Therefore, this aircraft has a large fuel capacity of 53,611 gallons, or approximately 203,129 liters. Regarding plans to add aerial refueling features, critics say it is impossible to add such facilities to the presidential aircraft. This is because Boeing needs to connect additional fuel ports to the fuel system, so it can meet relevant certification standards. This will be an additional task for Boeing in creating complementary features for the aircraft. It is known that the cost of retrofitting this aircraft is estimated to cost $3.9 billion. Boeing has also been working on the project for several years and stated that the project will be completed.